Iran may be bypassing US sanctions by disguising its crude oil as Iraqi exports, despite Baghdad's repeated denials. How deep does this scheme go, and what does it mean for Iraq's credibility on the global stage? New evidence is casting doubt on Iraq's official line. In July, the United States sanctioned an Iraqi businessman for allegedly profiting from smuggling Iranian oil disguised as Iraqi crude. But Iraq's national oil marketer SOMO insisted it had no involvement. Yet, customs data from China tells a different story. For 2 consecutive years, Chinese records show imports of Iraqi oil exceeding Iraq's declared shipments by around 100,000 barrels per day, worth more than $2.5 billion annually. And the gap has only widened since 2021, pointing to a persistent pattern of disguised flows. Iran's oil evasion tactics are sophisticated. Tanker tracking firms reveal that vessels sometimes forge bills of lading or manipulate AIS, the automatic identification system that tracks ship movements. Some tankers even simulate loading near Oman's Sohar port, while the crude is actually taken on in Iranian waters. These tactics allow Iranian oil to reach China under the cover of Iraqi or Omani documentation. Iranian oil does reach China as Iraqi oil in large volumes, given the bogus SOMO documentation, says shipping intelligence company Tanker Trackers. Data firm Coupler confirms that very large crude carriers often go dark at sea, disappearing from trackers for days before reappearing, though direct spoofing of Iraqi terminals is rare. For fuel oil, however, some shipments are recorded as arriving at Iraq's Al-Basra terminal, but in smaller volumes. Iran's fuel oil exports remain significant. Coupler estimates about 245,000 barrels per day in 2024, valued at nearly $6 billion. Almost half went to the United Arab Emirates, 22% to China, 10% to Malaysia, and the rest to other East Asian nations. These maneuvers do more than move crude. They shift political risk. By disguising shipments, Tehran forces neighboring states to bear the fallout in Washington. Iraq's oil minister Hayyan Abul Ghani acknowledged earlier this year that Iranian tankers were using forged Iraqi documents and confirmed the issue had been reported to the US. Meanwhile, nearly half of Iran's exports to China are presented as Malaysian oil, raising US scrutiny. In the first 7 months of 2025, Chinese customs showed imports of 1.46 million barrels per day from Malaysia, triple the country's actual production. For the US and its allies, enforcing sanctions has become a chess match. Iran falsifies documents, manipulates digital trackers, and exploits neighboring state identities. Each move allows Tehran to keep revenues flowing, while leaving others to explain statistical anomalies. So while Iranian crude continues to flow, the question remains: who really profits, and how long can the world rely on the systems designed to keep oil trade honest? In a game of shadows on the high seas, accountability is the first casualty. Bureau Report, India Today Global.